Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get faded and lost into whatever media I'm interested in for the week. This week, Longlegs with Ash and Byron.
So, Longlegs is a 2024 horror mystery movie. The plot synopsis reads, FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again.
Straight off the bat, weird movie. A lot happening.
It's very odd. I purposely looked up nothing about this movie.
Yeah, also spoiler alert, in case you were going to see it. If you don't care, let's keep going.
Yeah, but you asked me if I wanted to watch Longlegs. I had no idea what that meant. I looked it up on Google for about 10 seconds. Then I was like, okay. I refused to look into it anymore.
See, I saw the trailer like 2 months ago, and I was like, this looks pretty interesting. A little FBI horror movie. And then I found out Nicolas Cage was in it, and I was like, okay, he's the killer? All right.
So we're gonna jump into with this one, or we're gonna?
Yeah, so it starts off with, first of all, the framing in this movie. They do certain framings for certain reasons. So a lot of wide framing to like build the tension and make you feel like there's stuff going around when it would just be normal framed in any other movie. And then other times they have a smaller frame that feels very claustrophobic.
Yeah, you get the claustrophobia going.
You feel very tense when it's close like that. It opens up on that small frame, and where we see this little girl in the house. I think a car pulls up.
Yeah, it starts off, we see the car, just don't see the driver.
Oh, yeah,
it's kind of just pulling through some back roads. And then we just see some little girl playing outside.
Yeah. And she walks up to the car, which I was like, no, you don't do that.
Oh, that's right. She's not even playing outside. She's sitting inside, see a random car pull up in front of her house, and just decides, I'm going to walk out and check this out.
Insane. Wild. What are we doing here, little girl? Learn about strangers. But also, it's like, wasn't it like the 80s or...
It's like this, like 70s, 60s. This is normal.
There's a president on the wall for most of this. And I was like, that's how we tell what time era is. I think it was Bill Clinton.
It was Clinton, yeah. There's a lot of establishing shots of just Bill Clinton, big shot of him just on the wall.
I was just like, that's how we know what time this is. This is the era. They don't really talk about... I don't think the era really matters in the movie. Like,
not really. It's more setting.
It could be set at any time, honestly. So then the little girl comes out. She walks up to the car. No one's in the car. Then she sees someone going behind her house. So she goes behind her house to where she meets Longlegs.
Then I forget his whole line, but something like, hello, almost birthday girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I put on my long legs. Then
she jumps a little bit just forward. And I was surprised we saw Longlegs that early.
Yeah, no, but then this is where I didn't even know Nick Cage was in this movie.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
I
just saw the movie. That pops up on screen. And immediately, every single movie that I know nothing about, I'm just like, shit, there he is. There's a guy.
Nicolas Cage.
The guy.
Longlegs.
Longlegs, yeah.
It's a usual Nicolas Cage performance, I feel like.
Yeah, no, this really plays into him. If this was shot... I'm sure you could take the same footage, just him acting how he is, and put a nicer spin on it, then it would be more lighthearted.
Honestly, yeah, like, he doesn't do anything too horrific, I don't think. Like
Nothing
that stuff.
directly, no.
No, he's just a little weirdo singing about birthdays and
Not
shit.
birthdays. He likes
Has
cuckoo clocks.
Yeah, cuckoo clocks. I don't know what that's about. He has this weird like symbol language.
Yeah.
He's
He's just around.
well, his whole thing is worshiping the devil
Hail Satan.
and making these dolls and sending them to people's houses. Would you accept a doll?
If I got a doll of my child sent to us by the church, the big announcement that I won, I would not accept the doll.
No, why would you take the doll in, especially if it looks like your child?
It's almost like a dead-on replica.
Yeah. And I like how immediately it affects the family.
It's no slow burn. It's
No.
just okay. But let's see. Because let's go back to actually kind of going along.
Let's go in order. I'm sorry, I like to skip it around a little bit.
This movie's wild.
It's a lot to take in. So then after the Longlegs, we see Longlegs. Then we cut to part 1, which I think it's called The Letter. I'm not gonna know the names of the other 2 parts, I'm gonna be honest.
I got the third one. Second one, I don't.
Oh, whatever. I thought we'll just say part 2 for that.
Yeah.
But we open up and I think they're like reviewing a case.
Yeah, they're like trying to oh, have you seen this person?
Yeah,
like,
go
walk
door
around
to
door.
door. Which I'm like, all right. We don't know if it's about Longlegs or we don't know who it's about. So then she just randomly guesses the house.
Yeah, the camera zooms in funky on a house and goes, it's that one.
Honestly, the framing on this is like, yeah, I guess we're supposed to be looking at that house right there.
That's the
Something
one.
about that.
That's the movie. She's a camera person.
Yeah, she's the camera person. And then her partner doesn't believe her that she knows the exact place where the killer is of this case is. And he knocks on the door normally and then just gets shot in the head instantly.
We're probably about 5 minutes into this movie and just someone just gone.
I was like, damn, there goes the partner. And then she has a little like panic attack, a little 1 minute panic attack. Then she goes in after the killer, which he just gives up. Which I'm like,
Do we even
alright.
hear about the killer again? Does he matter in any way?
I don't think so. She just has that trauma
Yeah,
from the past.
there's that. And then we go to her in some kind of... There's a projector on a screen. She's in a dark room. And then just there's a bunch of frames. Then you hear a weird voice. It's going like, name the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this photo. And it's just a bunch of weird shapes that she's parents, birthday, legs.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where it's like, guess the number 0 to 100. And I guess she got it right 8 times or something.
She got it right 8 times and wrong 8 times. I don't know. They were congratulating her. She didn't care.
No.
Also, I forgot who the main actress is in this movie. She's from It Follows.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, because I liked her performance. It reminded me Maika Monroe.
Okay.
She was the main girl in It Follows, and she has like a similar performance in this movie where she has like this way of feeling like she's like disconnected, disassociating from the world.
Yeah, she's got a very, very flat affectation throughout it.
She's focused on whatever she's focused on. She's like not paying attention to anything else.
No, she's kind of...
All right, and then what part were we?
So there's that, and then...
Oh, it was the
Then
numbers.
it jump straight to her in the car with the FBI guy and the one lady.
The director and whoever else.
Whoever
the other lady is.
The lady, I don't know.
I don't remember names. I just remember her name because it's brought up so much Lee.
Oh yeah, Lee, I got it.
They go to this house where this family was murdered by their father, which they're figuring out like these families are connected from different family members killing each other?
Yeah,
Or
I
is it-
think it's all, isn't it always like the dad murdering everybody or something like that? And then
So
they,
there was that one scene where that lady was had the knife and she was cutting herself.
yeah, no, was that just,
I don't know. They go crazy. They go
Oh,
crazy. It's the dolls.
yeah, it's just go nuts. But yeah, it starts off like the dad stabbed the mom like 80 times or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we hear the kids died, but we never hear exactly what happened with them, I don't think.
It's wild what they do. Oh, and then where does it go? She gets brought in on the case, and she gets all the clues and information about the different families and how they connect. And all the daughters' birthdays were on the 14th. Which, okay. So she hears all the daughters' birthdays are on the 14th. Her birthday's on the 14th. The captain or the director or whoever, his daughter's birthday is on the 14th.
You never draw. They until it gets planned out by the movie. They never draw the red line that connects everything, even themselves, to the case.
No, because what really got me is, okay, after she like gets really into the cases, her and her boss go out and he drinks while she explains the cases and the info. Then they go to his house where she meets his family. And then the little girl asks her to go to her birthday party. And that's why I was like, they're going to die.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
I was like,
see if your manager, who you just met, asks you to come into his house and meet his wife and daughter, and the daughter just sees you for about 30 seconds, you want to come to my birthday party?
That's
Would you accept?
wild. That doesn't feel weird. My thing is, how does this get planned?
I don't know, because even the party, small spoiler for later, we'll come to it later, but even at the party later, it's literally just 5 people.
Yeah, it's just
So
fine.
this like, maybe that's why they were so excited about having her come to the party, because no one wanted to go to this kid's birthday.
You know what? The boss was acting weird. He was strangely attached to her.
Yeah.
Like, he was always going with her places and stuff when they have other people that can go with her to do things. That's interesting.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the daughter was weird about it. I'm like, when do they get... Is it the doll that causes it? Or is it the letters? What causes it? Do they get the letters?
I don't know if they actually get
Oh,
the
wait, no,
letters.
he leaves the letters.
He leaves them after, like, the murder, after the family kills each other.
It's such an interesting movie.
It's wild.
It's all over the place.
That's probably why we're all over the place right now. But
Then she goes home, and then she talks to her mom, and her mom's talking about God, and did she say her prayers? And then she's like, they're making you do nasty, nasty work. That's when I was thrown off by the mom. I was like, why is she talking like that?
well, there's that, and then her one line was, "Prayer keeps you safe from the devil."
A lot of prayers, talk. Which I'm just, we're doing this in this movie?
Doing this.
I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then she gets a loud bang on the door. And then she asks, she's like, hello. No one answers. Then I think she sees someone outside.
Yeah, and then
First mistake is running out the back door, not closing or locking the back door, to run out there to find no one. Guess what? He's inside the house.
yeah, no, just wait. Make him come to you. Something. Call the cops. You're an FBI agent.
Get a partner. I don't know. You don't have to leave the house. He wants you to get out. You should know this. And then he leaves a letter, leaves. He could have still been in there. We didn't.
Could have been. I don't know.
She didn't.
No, it's
I don't know. They didn't really show her checking the rest of the house or anything.
Nah, she's got faith that he's gone.
She also lives in the middle of the woods by herself. That's an interesting place to be when she's that anxious about everything.
What do you mean? Middle of nowhere, surrounded by creepy woods is not an anxiety-inducing area.
Well, then he leaves the letter, and then she like starts decoding it just immediately. I don't know how.
Well, wasn't there regular letters written underneath all the cryptic letters?
Yeah.
And then after that, she goes off back to like the FBI headquarters, and then finds all the old like notes. Goes up to the chief and goes like, "I encoded all of them. How'd you do that?" I was looking at him long enough.
She's ridiculous, and they believe her. They're just like, all right.
Yeah, you got it.
And then what was after that?
And then isn't that when they go to the barn for the first time and find the doll underneath the floorboards? Wasn't it then?
Is that when they go to that? See, this is when it starts to get fuzzy.
This is what it's getting. This movie jumps around so much.
It's a lot of jumping around. Yeah, I think they do go to that house. They follow the X mark through the farm into like an attic. Wait.
Yeah.
That's that part, right?
Yeah. They kind of go along, find a bunch of X's marked along the barn, and then go into the attic. And then they just find a crucifix that is permanently affixed to the floor.
And they open it and they find this weird doll thing.
Yeah, just rip the floorboards out of the ground, and then just...
It's just like all curled up in the box. I was like, all right, what's going on?
Get the next jump scare of just her eyes open.
So weird. And then we see her getting made, right? We see him talking to her. We see Longlegs.
Oh, so no, we go to... They had some very odd man dissect the doll.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that guy. He was so weird.
Yeah, no, there's that guy, and then...
He was calling the doll perfect and stuff.
Perfect in every single way.
You know, it's
He's like going over all what stuffing she has.
Yeah, and then he was scanning the ball.
There's a weird ball that's inside of the skull of it.
When he was scanning the ball, that's when she got or I don't know if she saw, but we saw him making the doll and like talking to the doll before covering it in a black sheet.
You know, then he's just like, does he kiss her on the forehead there too, or is that just later? By the way, but he kisses one of the dolls on the forehead.
He's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
And then
making dolls of other people's kids and kissing them on the forehead.
That weird mortician, he said that he heard his ex-wife's name when through the ball. I was just like, is he gonna kill his family?
It's fine, they're divorced, so it's not gonna happen now.
True.
Divorce is the only way to beat the devil.
I guess so. Longlegs doesn't care about separated families.
Nope.
And then where do we?
So then from there,
they go to that girl and the patient.
Yeah. So then we find out that the only person that was alive that has a connection to the case was some little girl. Now she's a teenager now, something.
Yeah, it was like 20 years later. He came back and visited her, and he put down Lee's name, and the director's like, how does he know your name?
Yeah, no, there's that too. And then the person who's in charge of the psychiatric place, they ask like, oh, do you check ID cards when they walk into the door? And he's just like, that would be a good idea. No, we don't.
They just don't care.
No. Just let any random person see the...
Well, we learn that they don't care because something happens to the girl.
Yeah,
later.
something later. But so she goes up and starts talking to the girl, and the girl was like, I don't even know what accent she has.
I don't know either. She's just wilding. She's like going off, talking about the things she would do for him.
I'll be paid, chief. He told me to jump out the window.
Yeah. She was like, I'll kill you right now if you told me to. And I was just like, oh, all right. That's fun.
And then the whole time, Lee's doing a pretty good job of keeping a poker face. Mm-hmm. And then this is the first time it cuts to her, like, actually affected by something in the bathroom of the place. Not super emoting, but just still kind of sweating it out.
Yeah. She's going through it. She doesn't know how to process it. And then, does she go to her mom's house after that?
I believe so, because then the chief's like, "Oh, go talk to your mom," and because this is when we find out that the main character Lee, her birthday's on the 14th.
Oh yeah.
And then it turns out on her 9th birthday, her mom called in a report to a intruder on their property. So she's gonna go to her mom and ask what that was about.
Her weirdo mom.
Her weirdo mom.
Who has all this clutter around her house. What was she doing when we first came and saw
Isn't she
her?
just like sitting in her room?
Yeah, she was just sitting in her room, and then Lee comes in and they hug, and then she's trying to ask her about like any info on the thing, and she's just like, no.
Yeah, no, just movie points it out too, but her whole explanation is just no.
Really? That's all I said. And it does, at some point, Lee does look at a door that has like a cockroach come out or something. And then she doesn't go down it because her mom calls her, I think.
Yeah, she gets like, it happens randomly at the movie. She gets weird snake visions with a red screen over it. And then she just kind of, that's when you know the devil's nearby or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then she goes into her room and she finds a bunch of photos. And then as she brings them back home, and she's looking at the photos, she sees a photo of Longlegs.
And then, is this chapter 2?
This is still chapter 2.
Still chapter 2, yeah. So we're still in chapter 2.
Because
Yeah, so it has Longlegs. She brings it back to the chief.
and then
And they immediately find him.
we skipped over one scene.
Yes.
We skipped over a scene with Longlegs, which this is one of my biggest problems with the movies. I think we saw a little too much of Longlegs.
Yeah.
It would be better if maybe we had like just a few scenes with him, but the more you see of him, you're like, this is just a crazy dude.
Yeah, no, this is literally like the first proper scene where we get introduced to him. He walks into like a hardware store. There's some teenage girl working. And then he does like some weird hand thing covering his eyes. And then she just shouts to her dad, "Dad, the weird guy's here again."
Yeah, and from the trailer, it looked like that was going to be like some type of scary scene, but he was just being a weirdo.
Again, if the movie was shot differently, this would just be like, oh, he's a little kooky, the misunderstood guy.
The framing from the movie, I feel like, makes it a lot more creepy than it is, I think.
Yeah, no, it's very...
The long shots, there's always long hallways or wide shots where you can just see everything and you don't know what's happening. You're just trying to focus on the main thing, but the shot's so wide that you could see so much around.
But yeah, then he starts driving back to his home. And he seems to have a very big thing for just randomly singing.
I forgot about that.
He doesn't really sing either. He more screams the words.
That's where the Nick Cage comes in. That's where he's killing.
Exactly. No, Nick Cage kills it. He is chewing up the scenery as much as he physically can.
He loves acting crazy. I think he loves it.
Exactly. So once again, this feeds into him.
Yeah, it does.
They just put him in front of a camera, and then he just goes off, and like, we can make a movie out of this.
Just make him look really ugly and disfigured, and make him say weird things.
Yeah, no, just go off. Again, whatever he ends up saying is how they determine if it's going to be weird devil movie or misunderstood weird looking guy.
Yeah, I don't. It's such an interesting movie. It's. All right, so let's go. So she gives a photo to the chief, or the captain, or the director.
Director. I don't know. FBI ranks.
And so they go on a manhunt. They immediately find him. He's just at a bus stop. Puts his hands up. And then they bring him in. And then I think that's part 3.
And that's when it goes... I think it's after this scene. But yeah, they just find him out of nowhere. He's just sitting at a bus stop. We don't know how long it's been since she brought the photo in.
Yeah. Honestly, he didn't seem to be running. He was
No.
he was waiting for them to come get him. They get him, they bring him in. He has this weird video where he's just talking to Lee and he's talking about her birthday.
Then apparently he kind of sings "Happy Birthday, Lee" for about 24 minutes.
Yeah. And then that's when they're like, all right, what's going on, Lee? What aren't you telling me? But she still never told them about the letter that she got or that he was in her house,
Yeah.
which is wild. As an FBI agent.
Literally, most likely the murderer was in my house would be a very big
And we're like, oh, okay, maybe you need to be like in witness protection or like someone protecting you.
that might be a weird plot thing later, but
Yeah. So then she goes in and tries talking to him, to which he just talks about the man down in the basement.
Did he say like you can call him Mr. Basement or
Yeah,
something
he
like
said
that?
Mr. Basement or some shit like that. Honestly,
Yeah, he's a friend of a friend of the friend of the man in the basement or
this is
something like
when they
that.
started to lose me in this movie.
Yeah, it just
I was like, all right, whatever. He's talking about the devil. The fact that she doesn't know that he's talking about the devil is weird.
no wait, but the
What does he say?
well, there's that. But earlier on, the lady who works with the director guy, and I still don't know what her actual ranker name is, but
Look at that.
But she brings up the whole thing that he's just a Satanist, and in the United States, it's not illegal to worship Satan.
She's not wrong. But he is. I don't know why she didn't act like he wasn't involved in the murders when his letters are there.
Yeah, she literally says, "Oh, his handwriting matches the same as the letters," and then it's just.
I don't know. She was just trying to throw us off.
But the last minute, we're going to figure out, oh, this guy's not actually the killer.
And then I forgot what else he says. He hints at someone working with him. And
then he's basically it's kind of antagonizes Lee for a minute, then goes, oh, ask your mom about it. Then we get the big hail Satan, and then he just starts bashing his head against the table until he dies.
So gory. I think the most gruesome part of the movie.
I think so. This is like, there's one other time where we see like a corpse that's been dead for a while and it's kind of covered in maggots and nasty.
Alright.
But this is the most like straight up gore because
They
somehow managed to bash his nose in so much that it broke it off, and
They were hyping up that first corpse because they were like, she's not ready to see this.
No.
And then we see it and it's just, it's not the worst thing.
It's gross.
No, yeah, it's gross, but it's not like horrible.
They've been dead for a month.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you sure? She can see it. It's fine.
All right, and then so Longlegs kills himself by bashing his face in, which, one, I feel like she could have stopped him.
I think anybody could have stopped him because, like, after like the second or third hit, like about 5 or 6 other FBI agents run into the room.
Yeah.
This person is locked up, handcuffed.
Yeah.
You can run up and restrain him.
I don't know how they didn't hear it from like the first few times, but he did like 5 or 6 times, and then she was just horrified. They ran in, they were like, "Oh my god," and they're just all looking at her, and then they start blaming her for him killing himself.
Yeah, no. The director comes in and starts getting really mad at her. Why'd you now we have nothing to run on with this case.
And so
then chapter 3. Now we're in chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Are they then or a second after, either way?
So I heard things about the third act that they're like, it kind of like ruins things, and it does.
Yeah.
It ruins the whole vibe of the movie.
The whole movie up to this point is very slow burn. There's definitely Satanism type stuff going on, but nothing. We don't ever see direct, here's the devil, here's weird magic,
So they drive up. It's Lee and the other FBI agent that we don't know. We keep forgetting her name. We don't know her name.
And I should have looked this up 20 minutes ago.
And they drive up to her mom's house because her mom needs to come in because she has to know something about what happened. She's just hiding it. So then Lee walks into her house. No one's in there. Then she looks outside, and there we see the FBI agent. She's just sitting in the car, not looking around at any of her surroundings. She's just sitting there.
She's staring at a half-covered car. She is entranced by this thing. Does not hear someone coming up behind her at all.
And then we see. I didn't know it was her mom. She was dressed weird.
She had like a full like nun's outfit on.
I was like, I thought it was one of the dolls for a second. I was about to get mad. I was like, I didn't want this movie. But it's her mom. She shoots the agent once, goes to the other side of the car. While this is happening, Lee saw the first shot, and she's just like, oh my God. She doesn't even do much.
No. Doesn't shout, doesn't say anything, just...
She's the worst FBI agent. She has to be.
She's made it as far as literally working with the director on a case.
Just by her intuition would say, they say like she's like she like can guess things.
She's half psychic. They make a joke at one point.
But if anyone dies in front of her, she just freaks out for like a minute. She just has a little panic attack. Which,
understandable, but you'd think if you're going on a serial killer case,
you would be ready for this stuff.
Yeah.
So then her mom goes to the other side of the car, shoots again.
She for some reason doesn't shoot twice from the same window. She goes in from the driver's side, shoots her. Walks around the passenger side, shoots her again with the shotgun. Like, there's double tap, but this is like...
She's like a show of it.
Yeah.
And then Lee comes outside. She's just walking around looking for her mom. She sees her mom by like the farm area. Her mom has the doll that looks like Lee as a child. At first, I thought that was a child, and I was like, "Oh, no."
I did as well.
I was like, "No," but it's just a doll, thankfully. And so she shoots the doll, and then Lee passes out.
We see like a weird, like the orb that we found in the first like doll. Mm-hmm. That was also in the skull of this one, and then like weird smoke comes out of it, and we see like a puff of smoke literally shoot out of the back of Lee's head. Mm-hmm.
And then at one point I don't know if it was earlier or if it was in part 3, we saw Longlegs look at they have a shadowy devil, basically.
Yeah, anytime they put like a little veil over the dolls, they have like very, you can see the devil vaguely through it or something, like weird demon eyes. And
then sometimes you can see his like shadow with the horns.
The full horns.
And I was just like, why do we need this in this movie? Well, okay. So we have the weird stuff. She passes out. She wakes up. I think we see...
But during while she's passing out, that's when we see...
The families.
The families. Isn't that when we get the full flashback to what happened that day? On her 9th birthday?
Oh, yeah. And her mom agreed to work with him.
You know, he was very, like, happy and everything. And then even let the little girl take a photo. Longlegs take a photo of her. Like, she got a photo of Longlegs. So I think she got it for later.
And they brought the doll, right?
This is when he started off with you've won. You got a gift from the church. It's the weird doll of your child.
Don't random gifts from just a random church, people.
No.
Because it could be a church or something something not good.
I was going to make a joke, but I don't know if I should.
No. And then he ties up her mom.
No, so the mom shoos him away. Then he starts singing, let me in now or I'll be back again, basically.
Yeah, he starts doing that. And then
we hear the mom kind of go off about the dolls, they make you remember what he wants you to remember and stuff like that.
Oh, it was weird.
It's very weird.
Especially the last third of the movie. It's so weird.
And then Longlegs comes into, like, you see like a car pull up.
Yeah.
And then the mom runs into a back room, pulls out a shotgun, and then it cuts forward, and then somehow Longlegs got the drop on her when she has a gun, already has her tied up. And then
she agrees to work with him to save Lee from the devil or whatever.
from the weird devil doll.
I don't understand that part, because doesn't he want them to die?
I think eventually, I don't know.
So I guess he needs an accomplice or whatever.
I think it came from the fact that naturally nobody trusts Longlegs.
Yeah, because he looks so disgusting.
He just looks very odd. No matter what, he's Nick Cage, so he can't keep a consistent tone vocally or emotionally at any point in time.
You think that girl from the shop, he tried to give them a doll, and they were like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, no, they just leave it on the curb.
Like, not taking any doll, because they knew the creepy guy.
Yeah.
But he looks creepy.
But yeah, then we find out that the mom's, I think he has the mom with because he has no charisma. So then she comes up in like a nun outfit and then starts giving away the dolls from the church.
Yeah, because they, I guess, just trust her to just walk in and give them dolls. And then she watches the families kill themselves, and then she leaves with, I think, just the box. I don't think she take the dolls?
I don't know if she probably took the doll. I don't know. She comes in with a big box, and then when she runs away, she has a big box. But they never find any of the dolls really.
They just found the one from that one. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know.
And
then she kind of freaks out and rubs the blood in her face, and then
she's just crazy at that point.
Yeah.
And then Lee wakes up. She's dazed. She hears a phone ringing. She's in Longlegs' lair, which was under her house, in her basement. She answered the phone. They're like, they're like, I don't know who's on the phone there.
I'm not sure what's on the phone either, but it's basically mentions the little girl's, the director's daughter's birthday.
Yeah, and they're like, come to the party. Cuts her again there. She's knocking on the door. She's kind of freaking out. They answer normally, and she's like, everything okay? And they're like, yeah. And they walk her into the living room, and her mom's sitting there, and the little girl has the doll. Why did we have to end like this?
I don't know. But she walks in. There's the daughter literally just hugging around like the doll of herself. Mm-hmm. Not saying a word, literally just gazing lovingly at this doll.
Oh, the dad's being an asshole to the wife. The wife just agreeing with it. Nice.
We get the good old line. What's it called? We're going to go to the kitchen together, but you're going to stay in the kitchen or something.
I was like, oh.
Which that could be the murder thing, or that could just be the 70s speaking.
Which Lee's hearing all this. He's hearing him say he's going to kill his wife. And they bring up the cake, and she's like, do you have to slice the cake? And he was like, we have to cut the cake.
Yeah, no, there's that. The mom is there. The whole time she's just staring the daughter down. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he walks her out and into the kitchen and starts killing her. And then that's when Lee's like trying to talk to her mom and be like, we need to stop this. I don't know why she's trying to like talk to the mom. At this point, I'm like, the mom's evil. Don't you see that? She's just chilling there as they're doing this.
Yeah, no, it's
such a weird movie from like,
because
how it ends to how it begins. It feels like two different movies.
Yeah, no, beginning is very slow, very mysterious. Then at the end, the mom, like, she goes like, but mom, and then the mother goes like, don't call me that, and tries pulling out a knife and starts shouting, Hail Satan. And then Lee just shoots her in the head.
Yeah. And then the dad comes out and she shoots the captain, the dad, after he killed his wife already, which I'm like, why didn't you stop that? Whatever. The wife probably would have started killing anyway. Or
probably something.
Herself. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then it ends with
it ends She tries shooting.
The doll, it doesn't let her shoot it.
Yeah. And then, God, what does she say at the end there? She just grabs the daughter
And she just,
and just kind of walks off with
yeah,
her.
they just walk off. And then
Like this, yeah, like Byron's saying, this whole last scene, it's so different from the rest of the movie because we literally see like the shadow of the devil probably 10 times in the last 5 minutes. Full on shadow of the devil, big goat horns.
Which I'm like, I didn't come to this movie to see this. This wasn't the movie I thought I would see.
So again, I think it would have been a cooler ending if it was. There was still weird magic, but it could have been just from the dolls, and we don't need to literally
be the devil or anything.
I don't know.
Or maybe even the dolls I feel like are too much.
Yeah, the dolls are way too much. I don't know. It could have been cool if they played into the occult more. But not no.
It's just instantly, let's be like magic and everything's like Satan is just making these dolls that make people kill themselves, and it just was like, it's just so random, I feel like.
You know, it could have been some interesting take on the thing, but no, just basically, if the satanic panic was legit.
I don't rate these movies, I don't think. I'm gonna say it was pretty decent. I feel like the beginning and middle are really strong. Or like, at least the beginning's really strong, the middle kind of goes in and out of being like really good to like being alright. And in the end, I feel like just kind of sours the whole movie.
Yeah, no, it's a really bad way of rating a movie, but it's good. It's if you can sit past the last 5-10 minutes, then you can enjoy the movie.
It just feels so convoluted in the end. It's just like, what are we doing here? Why even do all this Longlegs promotion? If Longlegs was just gonna be a weirdo satanic dude getting controlled by or getting talked to by Satan to send out these dolls to have families kill themselves, to where he'll write letters that will basically link him personally to the murders. At some point, they were gonna catch him.
Satan sends his silliest actors to do his craziest movies.
Yeah, he did just kill himself just randomly.
No, he's just.
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
I don't know. It's meant to be a deep thinking kind of movie, though. You're trying to figure out the mystery along the way. It's like I can't really think it's a bad thing to overthink a movie like this. The mystery
of this movie is, why'd you write that third act? All right. And I think that's all for this episode. Well, thank you for watching the Lost and Faded podcast.
Bye.
Hold up.